You really can be attracted to a man who's not your husband. No one talks about this, but it happened to me when I had 4 children under the age of 5, and I went to a new pediatrician's office. I'd never met him, and I'm waiting for him to come into the room, and the door opens, and this attractive man walks in, and I was stunned. I thought, this is our pediatrician, and he was so kind. He looked at me and smiled, and he said, "A large family. I love large families, and you must stay home with them," he said with a smile. I'd never had a reaction like that living in Los Angeles. Everyone gave me grief for having more than 2 children. And then he looked at me, caught my eye, and he said, "You know, I wish my wife wanted more than 2 children." He seemed sad. He connected in that moment, and I thought, oh my gosh. It just took me by surprise to have such a vulnerable moment with a man I just met. And then he turned and looked at my son and started doing the checkup, and I thought to myself, well, I can pursue this conversation, or I can let it go and we can focus on my son, which is what I did. But when I left, on the way home, I thought, why was I drawn to this man? What was that reaction about? A week later, I realized that I was thinking about the doctor. And I thought, oh my gosh, no. Is this how affairs start? I don't know. I'd never talked to anyone who had an affair, but it made sense to me that it would start off as a friendship, someone you have a shared interest with. And because of the fact that I had thought of it several times, I thought, I can't go back there. I don't know what this could lead to, and I'm not willing to risk it. I know it sounds like a radical move, but I felt I had to make that decision because I was invested in my marriage. Even though my husband and I were so busy, so busy. We were like 2 ships passing in the night trying to keep our family afloat with all we had to do. But I thought, I have a man I'm committed to. I love him. He loves me. We have children together. I am not going to play with fire. So I made a decision to cut it off, and I never told my husband. Why did I need to tell him? There was nothing to tell him. I took care of it. And I made a decision that even today, I'm really proud of myself for making that decision. So I want to encourage you that there will be times when you have to make a tough decision to protect your marriage. And you can do it, and it's worth it.
I absolutely love this video. I made a video a while ago talking about being preventative in relationships and just being honest with yourself. I say it all the time. I'm not a cheater, but if I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong girl, anything can happen. And I'm not talking about a one-off. I'm talking about, like she said, she had to go see this doctor every time her kid needed a checkup or something was going on with one of her kids. So she was going to consistently be seeing this dude. If you're around somebody like that that's making you a little tingly, y'all talking a lot, you're starting to get to know each other, now your emotions starting to get involved, that's not good. That's where the whole term emotional cheating comes from. If I'm in a relationship, married or whatever, and I know this woman I'm working with or dealing with or whatever is making me feel tingly down below, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where we're alone together. We're not going no lunches together, no work trips alone together, no meetings alone together. We're not doing anything together because I know something can pop off. It is about being honest with yourself. I love the fact that she said when she went home and started thinking about him, she knew right then and there that this could be a problem. She was correct. That is exactly how it starts. This is why so many people cheat, because they don't acknowledge what they're feeling when they're feeling it. A lot of people just play dumb and, oh no, we're just friends, we're just texting, we're just having, man, that is garbage. You know where this is leading, and then you wake up in the bed not realizing how you got there. Well, I know how you got there. You weren't being honest with yourself. I am very honest with myself. I am a man. If you put a bunch of attractive women around me and leave me alone with them, I can break just like the rest of them. But that's why I don't put myself in those situations if I'm in a relationship. You gotta be smart. If you run around the world thinking that you just ain't gonna do it because you just got the willpower, you may get away with that a couple times, but you keep playing that game, you're gonna get caught slipping. So I 100% agree with her. Cut your losses, find you a new doctor, and keep it pushing because you don't want to play those games. Now, of course, we don't know if that doctor would have been interested in her, but that's not the point. She was interested in him, and she wanted to protect their marriage, and this is what a lot of people don't do. They're always thinking about today, they're not thinking about tomorrow. She thought about tomorrow. I always say it's easy for somebody who don't get no attention, they're not that attractive, no one's checking for them. It's easy for that person to say they will never cheat. Well, until you put yourself in a situation where you have women throwing themselves at you, and I'm not talking about the bottom feeder women, I'm talking about the top-notch women, it is a lot harder to take that same stance. This is why so many men with a lot of power, a lot of money, they end up cheating because they are in a different world than you are. But anyway, love the video, love what she said, and I hope some people will listen to her and stop thinking you're Superman or Superwoman and you can handle any situation. Anybody can get caught slipping unless you are being preventative and keeping yourself out of those situations. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the people who run around saying that it's impossible for them to cheat and they will never do it, they're too loyal, it's just who they are as a person, and they're saying all that stuff, those people scare me the most. Because with all that being said, you're still human. And if you don't realize you're human, you will be willing to put yourself in situations that I wouldn't. Like if you were in the same situation as this lady, you'd have kept on going to see that doctor, denying the fact that you're starting to like him. You guys would have kept getting to know each other, and every visit you would have started liking him more and more, but you would have kept denying it. Next thing you know, panties are dropping and cheeks are flopping.
If you're thinking about moving in with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you might want to take a page out of John Cena's playbook. You see, John Cena just made his girlfriend sign a 75-page contract before moving into his house.
That boy is good.
And in that contract, he called her a guest. He said she had no rights to anything in the property and that she had to move out immediately after they broke up. Now, some people might call John Cena a jerk for doing this, but as a real estate attorney, I think he's brilliant. And let me explain why based on the laws in Florida. First of all, by labeling Nikki Bella as a guest and not a tenant, she has less rights to the property, and therefore it's much easier to get her out of the property than if she was a tenant. A tenant in Florida has much stronger rights than a guest does. That's number one.
You ready for the second one?
I have to tell you, I'm very impressed with the first one.
Number two, this prevents Nikki from later on saying that she had sweat equity in the property, that she helped increase the value, that she helped put time, effort, resources, or even money into the property, and therefore she should be entitled to get something back.
You're not gonna fall for that.
That's number two. Now, John Cena also wants to make it clear that there's no common law marriage. That's not the intent here. Even though Florida does not have common law marriage, it's still a good move just to prevent that argument from ever coming up. He wants to make sure she has no claim to anything, which was never their intent. And that's what this is about. Asset protection, a clean breakup, protecting his property rights. More couples might want to look into this cohab agreement because I get a lot of calls about couples that break up and it gets ugly. This is a way to save that.
This is how you can tell somebody has been through something without saying they've been through something. But I give this man credit. Whatever happened to him before, it ain't happening to him again. Now, there is a chance that he's watched his friends or somebody around him go through something bad. But whatever the case, he is doing this the right way. I wish I knew about this because I've been in this situation. And it ain't fun trying to get somebody out of your house that you do not want there. And this isn't always about somebody coming after your money. I wasn't rich or anything. I just wanted that person out my house. But John Cena is rich. This man has a lot of money. And that girl he's dating, she knows he has a lot of money. So this is the smartest thing he can do. And I love that this isn't the common law marriage thing because that can definitely be thrown into the mix in certain states. And now you're losing half your stuff anyway. It sounds to me like he has everything covered. He is not putting her in a situation where she has leverage over him. At any moment, if she start acting up, acting crazy, you get your stuff and you get the hell on. That's exactly what's going to happen. But the thing about this, ladies, this is for you too. There are men out there who will move into your house and they don't want to leave. Now you got to get the courts involved, sheriffs. It's just a bunch of garbage. When you got this paperwork on file, you ain't got to do none of that. And if you're a woman with money, you definitely better think about doing this before you let some dude come up in your spot. Because if you got your paperwork right, as soon as he start talking crazy about what he going to do and what he going to take from you, you can turn around and look at him like,
you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
So to all you folks out there in the dating space, be smart. Get that paperwork that's going to protect you so you're not in a bad situation. Now, he did say this is in Florida, but I'm pretty sure they got this same paperwork in other states that you can put in place if you're willing to take that chance and let somebody come up in your house.
I just want a man to come up to me and be like, you're my wife. You're going to be my wife one day. And I'll be like, yes.
And that's exactly why you're 34 years old and you're not married, because of this right here. Y'all watching all these Disney movies, y'all watching these rom-coms, and y'all think this is how love is supposed to look. Well, it's not gonna look like that all the time. Sometimes you have to let love grow, you have to water it, you have to nurture it, and then you get to a place where that man is gonna look at you and say that. But y'all don't want that. Y'all wanna fall in love like that character on your favorite TV show. Well, good luck with that, because that fast and furious love don't always work out. You ever heard of the Tinder swindler? You're gonna wake up with an empty bank account and a bunch of credit card debt, messing around with that microwave love. But hey, who am I to tell you what to do? But if you keep sitting there with that Disney fantasy mindset, in about 10-20 years, you're gonna be right back on TikTok making the same video saying the same damn thing you just said. I'm just saying.
So you're telling me if you was married for about 5 years and then you start earning more than your husband, right? You're going to divorce him? To my understanding, it seems like women are the ones who ain't.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and let this lady put this on all women. All women are not going to leave you. I would guess about 50% of them are going to leave you. Now, the other 50% are probably going to throw it in your face, make you feel small, start talking about how she can do better than you. You're not a real man. They're going to want to wear the pants in their relationship. They're going to lose respect for you, even though you haven't changed. You're the same man that you were before they got their promotion. They're going to make it so bad for you that you're going to want to leave them, but they're not going to leave you. So good luck out there, fellas. And all I can tell you is you better pray that she don't get that promotion, because if she do,
It's your ass, Mr. Postman.